So you're thinking about buying a caravan, but where do you start? Don't forget to hit the subscribe and then hit the bell. Over this next few weeks we're going to be doing quite a few more videos on new to caravanning, what to look for and tips and tricks, what equipment you're going to need, and throughout this video we'll point you in the direction of different videos that we've already got out there that'll help you along on your journey for buying a caravan. So the first place to start is what you can tow and what tow vehicle that you've got, or what to actually look for. Now we've already got a video that will explain a little bit more about towing. But one thing to bear in mind is if you passed your test after 97, you're only allowed to tow a combined weight of 3,500 kilograms, and a little video that's popping up now that'll go into a little bit more information about that. So you're going to need to start with looking at what car that you've got, or what car that you're thinking about getting, and then what that can actually tow. And again, it's going to restrict you down on whether you can go for single axle, twin axle, and again also if you're looking at single or twin axle, storage is another thing that you're going to have to think about. We've got a little video again that's going to pop up now which will explain a little bit more about single axle and twin axle. Once you've sort of decided what you can tow weight wise, it's then trying to figure out what it is that you're actually after. So whether you're after a 2 berth, 4 berth, 5 berth, 6 berth, and then it's trying to figure out what layout, and then obviously what sort of budget that you want to spend. Throughout the video we're going to just show you a few different layouts just to start you on the way. And as I say, over this next couple of weeks we'll be doing more videos on layouts, on different makes, on different setups, and just generally what to look for. Generally a 2 berth is going to have 2 seating at the front, which you can either use these as single beds, or this does make into a double bed. You'll have a kitchen area and then a washroom of some sort, either a smaller combined shower and toilet or a larger washroom at the rear like we've got here. You've then got the fixed bed layout, so you've generally got a fixed bed and then again a washroom, either combined shower and toilet, or some of the newer ones now have got the big separate shower and toilet at the rear. You'll then have a kitchen area and again seating that will convert into another bed or 2 smaller single beds. We've then got the traditional 4 berth where you've got a seating area at the front, a side dinette and then the rear washroom. Then got a 5 berth, which generally you'll have a seating area at the front, kitchen area and then a seating area with a rear bunk bed at the back. Then got a 6 berth, which will generally have seating at the front, a side dinette with a bunk bed, and then either fixed bunk beds or again some of the bigger ones you can get with a fixed bed also. So what are the cost implications of buying a caravan? So you're going to have to think about obviously tow bars, so getting a quote for tow bar for your vehicle. Can you store it at home, or do you have to have storage? So again, that could be another cost. Insurance, although insurance isn't actually obligatory, you don't have to have caravan insurance. It is wise to have a separate policy for the caravan that will cover you for dents, damage, theft, etc. You've then got annual servicing, and again you don't have to have it serviced. There's no MOT laws or anything like that, but again it's wise to have the caravan serviced and checked over just to make sure that it's roadworthy and it's safe to use. Obviously you want to make sure that it's safe for your family, with electrics, gas, etc. It is something that's worth having done each year, and again probably at the start of the season just before that you're going to use it. You're then going to want to obviously look at the equipment that you're going to use. So there's basic equipment that you will need with a caravan, which again we'll do a little video about what the essentials are, and that will be popping up on the screen now. Now another thing to consider is you don't have to necessarily tow the caravan around. You can actually, if you don't want a tow car, if you don't like the idea of towing, there is the possibility to actually put a caravan on a site and just leave it there. They can store it for you, and you just pay a yearly fee to keep the caravan there, and then you just use your normal vehicle to go backwards and forwards. You can then have friends and family using the caravan, and again that's another option that a lot of people tend to go down. So just to recap, it's looking at what you can tow if that's what you're going to be doing. The other costs involved, so you've got the tow bar if you're going to tow, storage, insurance, annual servicing, and then obviously funding the caravan. There's different options out there where you can just pay cash, you can do finance, you can do a personal loan, and again at some point we'll do a separate video on that also. Once you've looked at all of these different factors, it's then trying to find the correct caravan in the correct budget, and again there'll be more videos, as I say, over this next coming weeks